week I'm sharing 3 healthy, easy weeknight meals. These require minimal effort, minimal energy, and minimal ingredients. Great for weeknights, super easy, but still healthy. So the first one I want to share is just a delicious, it's so delicious, it's impressive. Like, this is, if you have somebody in your life that says they don't like tofu, they'll eat this. This is that good, and it's so easy to make. And that is a Dijon maple glazed tofu, and that's it. And we'll have it on a sheet pan with just a little bit of fresh broccoli, and it's amazing. It's an amazing meal, and it takes like no time, and these are all the ingredients that we have. I have my tofu, I have my spices, some maple syrup, some Dijon mustard, and a little bit of tahini, and a little bit of water in case it's a little thick for the marinade. And I just have my broccoli, which I'll just season with a little bit of probably salt and lemon juice. Perfect. It takes only a few minutes to put this together. So let's get started with meal number 1. We'll be done in like, I don't know, the time it takes to prep it and make it, probably about 20 minutes. So I have a block of super firm tofu. You could use just firm tofu for this also, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slice it in half, just lengthwise like that. And don't worry, my knife is not really all that sharp. I am being careful though. You could certainly just do this on your cutting board. You could be smart about it. Just do it on the cutting board. There we go. And I'm just going to turn this top side up like this, and I'm just going to score it so that this marinade will quickly get down into the crevices of the tofu, the little scored parts there, and it will be super delicious. Plus it looks pretty. It looks pretty when you put it on the plate like that. So I just cut it diagonally and then again horizontally. Just score it about 2/3 of the way down. And I'm just going to pop this in my glass container and we'll make the marinade. And I just have my little mini sauce making blender here, and I'm going to go right in first with my mustard. And I have 2 tablespoons of my favorite spicy Dijon mustard there. Use whatever kind of mustard that you like, because that's what it's going to taste like, right? And I have about 1.5 tablespoons of tahini, and this just adds like a really nice richness to the dish that you don't get otherwise with just like a simple honey mustard sauce. So I really like to add that in. And I have 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Use the good kind. It's so delicious. Get organic if you can. That makes a difference too. And for my spices, I just have salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Just gonna pop those right in there. And you could certainly just mix this in a little mixing bowl. I want it to come together really quick and easy for us, so I'm just putting it in my little NutriBullet blender. And I'm adding about 1 tablespoon of water to start, and we'll see what that looks like. We want it thick, but not so thick that it just sits on top of the tofu and doesn't sink down in those nice little scores that we made. It's thick, but it's still pourable, so that's what we want right there. I'm just going to spoon this over my tofu. All right, and I'm going to just save a couple of spoons of this for the end to spoon over the tofu when it comes out of the oven, and then I'll get on to just prepping our broccoli. And the only thing I have to do to prep this while our tofu marinades is just open the bag and rinse it off. I mean, how great are these? It's organic, it's fresh, and it's already cut up for you. So you can usually find these already cut up bags of fresh broccoli in the produce section by the pre-made salad mixers. So very convenient for busy people. And for my broccoli, I just have it in a bowl of ice cold water, and I'm adding in a little bit of apple cider vinegar and regular vinegar. And I'm just going to let that kind of wash in there for about, 5 minutes or so. Mix it around, make sure it's clean. You know, sometimes they can have a little bit of residue of other things, or, you know, if you've cut it up yourself, you know, you just never know, especially if you grew it yourself. There might be bugs in it, you know, little things that attach themselves and stay in there. So it's always a good idea, even though it's organic and it says it's pre-washed, it's always a good idea to go ahead and clean it. So my broccoli is all rinsed and drained, and the only thing left to do is to get all of this into the oven. And you could certainly use a large sheet pan if you needed to double or triple this recipe for your family. It would still be a very convenient and very affordable meal. This super firm tofu, I think at my local grocer is about $2.50, but you can find it cheaper. I know you can. I've found it cheaper depending on where you live and what grocery store that you're shopping at. Tofu is just such a convenient and affordable meal, but I am just making enough for dinner for me tonight and lunch tomorrow, I guess, because I'm the only one here to eat the tofu. So, oh no, I broke that one. That'll be okay. If I were making it for someone else, I'd be a little bit more careful, but it's just me, so I'm okay with that. I'll just pretend and we'll stick it back together just like that. Should have used a little spatula, but that's okay. That's fine. And if you hear the frogs outside in the background, they're kind of noisy. The birds are always a little bit noisy, but I have the front door and some windows open, and it has just rained all morning. Just adding a little salt to my broccoli. It has just rained all morning, and the frogs are just going crazy out there. It's so loud. I had to shut this door because it was just way too loud. Okay, so into the oven at 375 for about 15 minutes, and we will be done. You could also, if you're making just a half portion or one portion, or if you have a big enough air fryer, just pop this in the air fryer. Perfect. All right, my maple Dijon glazed tofu is out of the oven and looking amazing, smelling amazing. And I cannot wait to try a piece of this. I'm just going to plate it up here on my little plate with some of this broccoli, which I have to confess, while the tofu was cooling off a little bit, I've been snacking on the broccoli. It's so good. Broccoli is just one of those things. It's so tempting if it's there, whether it's raw, steamed, air fried, roasted. If it's nice and green and vibrant, I'm gonna snack on it. It's just so yummy. It's one of my favorite vegetables, and so good for you too. If you didn't know, it's also, as far as vegetables go, high in veggie protein. So we all have to love that, right? And I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of my extra glaze on top of everything here. Oh, this is going to be good, and I'm so hungry. I can't wait to eat this. It's so good. So yummy. Since I already know what the broccoli tastes like and it's amazing, I'm going to try a little bit of this tofu. And oh, that marinade got down and sunk down in the middle there. It's still really hot, so that's kind of a big bite. Mmm. So good. I hope you will give it a try. So the next weeknight dinner that's super easy is a pasta. Now, I know, we all have a go-to pasta recipe, but it's good to switch things up sometimes. So I'm going to show you a super easy weeknight pasta that only takes a few minutes to make, and you probably have all the ingredients already in your pantry and fridge. So if you come home and have no idea what you want for dinner, what you want to make, this is a good go-to recipe. I hope you'll check it out. So these are my simple ingredients for my pasta. I have some chickpea pasta. This is the brand. This is what was available at the store where I shopped. You could use a red lentil pasta or just a regular pasta or a high protein one. Those are really good too. Whatever kind of pasta you like is great. I was just keeping this recipe gluten-free. And I have a can of cannellini beans that I have rinsed and drained. You could cook those or use whatever kind of bean that you want to cook. From dry chickpeas would also be great in this recipe. And I have my spices, which is dried basil, oregano, and crushed red pepper. I have some homemade red pepper hummus. This is just what I had in the fridge. You probably have a different kind in your fridge. Use whatever kind of hummus that you like. This is one that I made last week, which is a raw oil-free hummus. It's just sprouted chickpeas, a red bell pepper, some garlic, and a little tahini, and it is awesome. I'll link that video below. And I have chopped up a few tablespoons of sun-dried tomatoes. And that's it. So let's get the pasta cooking. Nice rolling boil on the pasta water there, and I'm just going to add a fair amount of salt because that's where the pasta gets its flavor, right? It will taste like absolutely nothing if you don't salt the water. But if for whatever reason you are salt-free, use whatever kind of substitute that you like. So I'm just going to use about half of this box of pasta because it's only me eating this, and I already have some other things meal prepped in the refrigerator, and I don't want to cook so much food that I won't be able to eat it all, right? And this type of pasta, the chickpea pasta and red lentil pasta, does not freeze well. If you recook it, it gets kind of mushy. So I'm just going to cook what I need for this meal. Here we go, and in the time it took me to get everything else together, the pasta is done. This chickpea pasta cooks in 6 minutes. You really can't get any better than that. So while the pasta is still hot, I'm going to put in my dried herbs and my sun-dried tomatoes. I'm going to mix those around a little bit, make sure they get evenly distributed before we put our yummy sauce in. And I probably should have thought about getting another spoon. It'll be okay. Oh, and once those herbs hit that hot pasta, it smells like dinner time. I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, we basically had 1 or 2 kinds of pasta in rotation, right? We had just the regular all-American spaghetti, or sometimes we would have goulash, which was the same sauce, a jar of sauce over a different noodle. Spaghetti, we had it with spaghetti noodles and a meat sauce with the jarred sauce. And goulash, we had the big round, like, we always call them goulash noodles. That's not what they're called. But you know what I'm talking about, like the macaroni noodles, only fatter and bigger. Those with the same sauce. Both were absolutely delicious, not complaining, but this is a little bit healthier variation. You can make a big batch for family pasta night and sneak those veggies and all that goodness in there. Just something a little bit different. What kind of pasta did you have regularly growing up? I bet it was close to what I had. And then sometimes maybe a pasta with a cream sauce like Alfredo once in a while. But I'm not complaining. My parents were awesome cooks and they did the best they could with their busy work schedules also, and I very much appreciate that. All right, so I'm just putting for my portion a couple tablespoons of my hummus. I'm gonna see how that goes, if I need to add any of the pasta water. This is looking really good. Oh, and it does just smell amazing. Now we've got the red peppers and the garlic. And again, I'm going to use about half a can of my beans here for my portion. If you're making this with the whole box of pasta or doubling it, you know, go ahead and use the whole one. Nothing wrong with that. You could even leave a little bit of the aquafaba in the beans to make the sauce a little bit creamier. Oh, this looks amazing. And if you have not yet tried hummus as a pasta sauce, you're missing out. It's delicious. I don't care what kind of hummus you use or what kind of pasta. It is the quickest, the easiest, most tasty thing that you can put on your pasta. And it's available anywhere, everywhere, right? All right, so I'm going to plate myself up some of this and put my topping on. Oh, this looks good. Looks so good. So yummy. And I just have my topping here, which I made out of just hemp seeds, Brazil nuts, some chopped parsley, and a little nutritional yeast. And I'm just going to sprinkle that right on top. All right, I'm going to give this a little taste. Just to make sure, you know, just to make sure it's as good as it looks and smells. That is perfect. So quick and easy. You could have this on the table in about 20 minutes, including all of the chopping and bringing the water to a boil. The next meal I want to share is just a super delicious, very easy, giant salad. Because yes, you can just have salad for dinner. It won't hurt you. I promise. It will be very good for you. So one thing you can do to avoid chopping for hours upon hours is just throw some stuff in the food processor for a salad. Or you can go to your produce section at the grocery store and buy a bag of pre-mixed salads. Most grocery stores now offer really good organic blends. My local grocery store has several. Sometimes they can be a little bit pricey, but I'll catch them if they're on sale when they get the new bags in and the old ones are going out. They're still fresh and delicious. Like this one I got, I think, for $1.99 for this huge bowl of salad. And what's in the mix in here is kale, some radicchio, and some bok choy. So this is going to be super delicious for the start of a salad. And you could certainly just use this, just throw some good healthy fats on there, like some avocado and a really good dressing, and call that dinner, and that would be perfect. Nothing wrong with that. But we're going to bulk this up a little bit, and I'm going to show you a super easy, very classic lemon tahini dressing. So let me show you what else I'm putting in here. And I just went with things that were looking good and I could find organic at the grocery store. So I have some really tender and delicious asparagus here. I've been snacking on this, and man, let me tell you, it came from a local place not too far away from here. They had it in the grocery store, and it's organic, and it's so tender and delicious. And if you didn't know, you can't eat asparagus raw, especially when it's in season like this and so tender. So I'm going to chop this up. The tops I'm going to chop a little bit bigger, and I'm going to get down to the ends here and just feel where it starts to get like a little bit not so tender. But really, these are tender like way down to the end there. And just snap those up. Yep. And I'm just going to throw everything in my bowl. Set those to the side. I don't throw these out or compost them, the ends of the asparagus. I put those in soup. They're great. You can cook them down and blend them up. And they're great as a creamy asparagus soup. Now, I also wanted to include a salad because I know a lot of you that watch my channel watch for the raw content, and I myself am high raw. What does that mean? Well, it just means I get most of my calories and most of my meals from raw, nutrient-dense foods. Raw meals, just like this one, that are easy, uncomplicated, and affordable. That's how I like to eat, and it keeps me healthy. It keeps me going. A lot of people think, oh, well, you eat nothing. If you're eating raw, you eat nothing but fruits and avocados or bananas and mangoes. And while I do eat a lot of those things, to be fair, I also include a lot of savory vegetables into my meals as well, like this dinner tonight. So we have asparagus. I have some cranberries, just some dried cranberries, sugar-free. Those are ones I dehydrated that I had left over from the holidays. I have a couple tablespoons of sunflower seeds, some healthy fats, some papitas, pumpkin seeds, some more healthy fats, and I have some lemon zest, and the lemon juice will be going into my dressing. And I'm also just going to chop up an orange bell pepper because I have one on hand. This is the last of a pack of bell peppers that I got, so he kind of needs to be used up. And he'll add some fresh color in there too. And since I'm using a lemon dressing, this is yellow. I think I called it orange, didn't I? I'm not colorblind, y'all. It's yellow. So this will add a good yellow color and just, you know, goes so good. Both the asparagus and the yellow bell pepper go so good with a lemon salad dressing. Alright, and that's just going to go right on top. And it already looks so beautiful and vibrant. Let me show you this very simple, classic lemon tahini salad dressing. So I just have a couple tablespoons of tahini and the juice of one whole lemon. This one was pretty juicy. And I have a seed in there. That's okay, I'll pick him out in a minute. And about a tablespoon of maple syrup. Oh, and I had some sesame seeds over here too. I'm going to add those in. All the healthy fats, variety of seeds, nuts and seeds, super good for you. Now I have just a little bit of garlic powder and salt. I'm just going to mix this up. My tahini has been in the refrigerator, so it might take, I probably should have got my little blender out again. Might need a little bit of warm water to encourage it. I'm just going to give my beautiful salad here a nice mix. Oh, look at all those colors. You have the cranberry for a little sweetness and all of the crunch from all of the seeds. Oh, it looks so beautiful.
I can smell that lemon zest. So, like with any salad, use what your favorite veggies are. But one thing I like to keep in mind is to always have something sweet, something savory, something a little sour, and you want some healthy fats in there, something crunchy, something a little bit soft. And if you wanted to, if you are not keeping raw, you could add some chickpeas to the top of this, or some tofu or tempeh would be delicious. But I wanted to keep this just a complete, healthy, raw meal. So how pretty is that? So pretty.
And I've got my giant salad bowl here. I'm just going to take out a little bit of this, and you could add some extra nuts and seeds to the top of this. I'm just going to serve up a bowl, and I'm going to put the rest of this covered in the refrigerator. These are really hearty greens and veggies, and if you leave it undressed as is, just cover it and put it in the fridge, it will last for the majority of the week if you don't eat it all. This for me will be gone in a day or two. This is so delicious, and salad is just something so easy to have already prepped in the fridge. You come in starving and just have a big bowl of it. So I'm just going to dress my bowl here with a little bit of the dressing, and the rest I'll put in a jar in the fridge alongside my salad so that I can have it whenever I want over the next couple of days. And do you also like salads you can eat with a spoon? I really like salads that are all the way chopped up that I can eat with a spoon, like this one. That lemon tahini dressing is a classic for a reason. If you've never made it, I highly recommend. It's delicious and so simple to put together. So this week I shared a few really easy, simple dinner ideas. I hope this gives you some inspiration to add some more plants to your table and your weekly rotation. As always, let me know what you think in the comments, and if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!